Hello there. Today's video may just be a little bit controversial, especially with those who have bothered to pay for poetry courses and studied it and are poetry scholars. Unlike me, who's a bit more slapdash, learn on the job sort of thing. Today I want to talk to you about cliches and whether or not we should avoid them like the plague at all times. Before we get started, a quick disclaimer. I'm currently in the UK and we're going through a humongous heat wave. So if at any point during this video I become a massive sweaty Betty, that's why. I can't have my fan on because it's too loud, and there's no other way of cooling down in this shed. So with that being said, let's dive into it. Cliches are always thought to be a poet's mortal enemy, and with good reason. There's nothing worse than being lost in a great poem, stumbling over a cliche, rolling your eyes. I don't know what that's going to look like on camera. Probably The Exorcist or something. Rolling your eyes and moving on to another poem. So to clarify, cliches are our enemy, but perhaps only most of the time rather than all of the time. Hopefully in this video I will have made enough of a case for the cliches that you'll walk away thinking maybe it is okay to use a cliche. My name's Adam Gary, and as always, if at any point during this video you find yourself entertained or smiling, please hit that like button down below. And if you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe and turn on notifications too. So last week I wrote a poem. Was it last week? I think it may have been the week before. I wrote a poem about a flying fish at the sea. You can pop on over to my Instagram if you want to read it, or I will put a card up here somewhere if you'd prefer to listen to me read it, an audio version. I wrote it early in the morning as I was having my morning coffee, and as is the case most of the time with me, I didn't edit it. This is not the way to be, folks. FYI, I am a naughty example. Always edit your poems. And I was quite happy with it. It wasn't until after posting it and I read it back, I realised that there's quite a few cliches scattered into it, and it did get me thinking. The piece as a whole is quite ambiguous, in my opinion, at least for the most part. Oh, I am sweating buckets right now. Nice. And I liked that it was ambiguous, but also had cliches in it. When looking over the cliches and questioning myself how on earth they got in there, it got me thinking, and I realised something. I'm sorry, I couldn't stand the heat. Where was I? But then, when looking back over the piece and questioning how the cliches got in there, I realised something. I realised that actually they play an important role without even realising it. Ambiguous poems are great. There are a lot of readers out there that take great joy in deciphering them, but there are also a lot of readers that get turned off by that idea. My poem about the flying fish is about jumping to conclusions. I don't usually like explaining my poems, so we'll leave it there. But actually I feel like the cliche here and there actually serve the purpose of keeping some readers who don't enjoy being led astray on the right path. And that struck me, and I realised that maybe, just maybe, in certain pieces, cliches may be helpful. Cliches can be helpful in guiding the reader along the journey of the poem, without them getting too frustrated, confused, or lost. Perhaps it may even get them excited, feeling like they're on the cusp of understanding what you're trying to say. Maybe cliches are even something we poets can use to encourage our readers to explore further. Now, I'm not saying that if you write a poem that is filled with cliches left, right and centre, that wasn't rehearsed, I promise you. It really wasn't. I'm not saying that if you write a poem filled with cliches, it will make it a good poem, because it won't. But if you're writing a complicated, cryptic, ambiguous poem, maybe throwing in a cliche might just help encourage all readers to come to your poem. And that's it for this week. If the amount of sweat coming off of me making this video for you hasn't earned your like and subscription, I don't know what will. I really do want to hear other poets' opinions on this. It's still something that I'm going to ponder over a little bit more, but I thought it would be an exciting topic to make a video on for the channel. As I say, poetry scholars and poets with much more understanding than me probably has something to say on this, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. I want to spark up a healthy debate with you all. That's it for this week. My name's Adam Gary. Like and subscribe and check out all my other socials. I'm going to go and have a nice cold shower and probably melt into my bed. See you next week.